Hey, fellow traders, reviewing trades for January 2nd. Today I did 8 trades, so I overtraded a little bit, and I ended up the day plus 1.7k. I did mostly good plays, and then number 6, the meta call scalp, was a bad play. So if we take it from the top, I started a day with a meta put scalp with the wrong size, and then also an apple with the wrong size. The sixth trade, the meta trade that I got out of break even, was a buy setup that wasn't in my rule book, and then the seventh play was a scalp call that I got into too early. So if we go to the stocks here, I'll take up my review here again. If we start with the meta, you see meta here. This was a trade called in the room, was extended multiple red bars. I actually got in right here and I got out approximately here. So that was plus $1,000 for the apple. As I said, these were all the wrong size. If I only had done 4, that would have been better. The apple call was right down here, extended into this resistance on the higher time frame. The bad thing about this, even though it's the 4th day down, is that the ATR wasn't exceeded. So that's why this was aggressive, even though the moving average was all the way up here. So it was more than extended from the moving average and kind of an average day's trading range, but still could have moved a lot more. SETG was a breakout play on a 1 minute, 2 minute time frame. I did, as you see here, SETG broke this pivot right here. It has an overall bias of going higher, so it's been consolidating. Then it did try to retest this trend line and is now going higher. I was thinking into these levels. So as it in the morning had 3 green bars, then rested a little bit into the VWAP and moving average, I put a entry right here at 1450 with a stop right here under 1420, and it went our way. It rested a little bit before going the entirety of the way up here where I got out, which was a good exit because then it tanked for the rest of the day. I did what I call a continuation play on Amazon. With this, I mean that it's picked a direction and then in between it kind of rests a little bit and then continues to go down. Also, at this point, it breaks some sort of support or resistance and have nothing currently that's acting as support. So what I did was here, it reversed, had 2 red bars, then a green bar that got ignored, and then you have the 5-minute 9 EMA right above it, and as it broke this previous low, the previous red bar, it also broke through VWAP second time. So when it was around here, I got in and I got out right here for 30-cent profit. I always have my stop at the green bars close. So even if it came back up, I wouldn't have stopped out and then I would get out again. And then I did the same thing with TSM. What my thought process here was that it had multiple green bars, but it hadn't done. It had broken out above this, and it didn't seem to stop, and it had relative strength to the market. So when the market pulled back without the stock actually pulling back, instead consolidating, putting in these bottoming tails, I got in right here. Then I got out approximately here for 30 cents before it even broke out. And later it did fail, but for just this trade it worked. Then I did the meta buy setup. This was a bad play because meta is a really high liquid stock. So I got in right here thinking that it had touched moving average right here on the 15-minute. It looked like a buy setup above above previous junk, and I got in right here. It pulled back, and I said that I don't actually know what's going on here now, so I'll just wait until it comes back up. I added here, and I waited until it came back up, and I got out for break even. Like I said, this wasn't a trade that I actually should have been in because this is not a extension scalp or continuation scalp. Lastly, I did BA, and the BA trade was firstly an entry right. The entry was firstly right here at this white line right here, which is the 200 period moving average. And then I thought that it would I thought that this would be a kind of a pivot and go higher because it's extended into this support area right here. However, instead it broke this, and I added a little bit right here, but when it came up and touched the 5-minute 9 EM, I got out. And then when it did a new low into this rising moving average and this moving average and these bottoming tails, I was quite sure that I could get another scalp. So I got in right here at the blue line, and then I got out when it came up here. So those were my trades for today. All in all, it was a profitable day. However, I don't think that all of the trades were up to par. So we'll try again tomorrow.